Your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, the current conditions are very warm across the area. We've really not seen a lot of our temperatures drop a whole lot. We're still in the 50s in many spots, 51 in Champaign, 52 in Danville, 52 in Decatur, and 55 in Effingham. But it is in the 40s in Bloomington, Pontiac, and Watseka. But they've always been cooler today because there was a warm front that was draped across the area and is now sunk south, and they were always north of that. But we've had at times not only cloud cover, but light rain showers and some sprinkle and drizzle out there. And so that's sometimes accumulating on our roofing dog camera there overlooking Champaign on our Bratcher weather camera. Winds are out of the northeast right now, up to around 15 miles per hour. So we are calling for the chance for showers and storms overnight tonight and again for Friday and Saturday too. We'll have all the latest coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
We begin with breaking news tonight. Several fire departments responded to a massive fire outside Georgetown. It happened before 8 on Old Dam Road. Neighbors were evacuated. Crews remain on scene. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen is there now. So, Jennifer, we're getting messages from people who heard or felt the explosion from as far away as 10 miles. What can you tell us?
Paul, that is true. That's what neighbors and people who live nearby where this happened are saying, but it is still a very busy scene. As you can see right behind me, crews are still here working. A firefighter told me that 6 fire crews responded to this fire tonight. Neighbors, as you said, were evacuated, and that explosion was heard by people who live nearby. Some say it was strong enough that they could feel their walls shake. But there are a lot of questions that remain unanswered tonight that neither the fire departments or the Vermilion County Sheriff would talk about as of right now. We are working to find out what started the fire, what the damage is, and if anyone was hurt. Crews are asking that people please stay off of the roads and keep them clear here on Route 150 for emergency responders. A firefighter on scene did tell me that the fire marshal is here investigating what happened tonight. If I get any more information before this newscast ends, I will make sure to bring you that live here at the scene. But we will have all of the latest updates on what happened here tonight on our website at WCIA.com. Live in Vermilion County, I am Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Yeah, Jennifer, please don't hesitate to let us know. Jennifer, thanks. And now for today's other top story, of course, coronavirus. 7 more people in Illinois are dead. That brings the death toll to 26 in the state. There are over 670 new cases of COVID-19. There are over 2,500 cases in 37 counties across the state. In central Illinois, Champaign County has 8 confirmed cases. McLean County 7. That includes 1 death. Sangamon County has 6 cases. That also includes a death. Livingston County has a new case today. The second there. Iroquois County recorded its first case. At their daily news conference, both the governor and the state's top doctor again begged people to simply stay home. Just because spring-like weather is here, social distancing remains a must.
I know that as the weather warms up, we are tempted to get together and socialize, but we need to look forward and look for the big picture. There's a lot at stake, and we can't go for short-term wins at the cost of our society.
Help is coming from Washington, D.C. FEMA said emergency aid is available for Illinois and local recovery efforts in the areas affected by coronavirus. That also makes federal money available for crisis counseling for affected individuals across the state. New at 10, a landlord is taking a different approach to fighting coronavirus. Champaign-based Royce & Brinkmeyer is offering tenants rent credits in return for making masks. The company will buy the material, then pick up the masks when they're done. People can get $10 credit for each mask made. They'll be donated to Carle Hospital. The governor today made changes to help people file for unemployment because of coronavirus. Throughout the state, unemployment numbers have surged close to 1,400% in the past week. The U.S. Department of Labor reports there were close to 115,000 unemployment claims in Illinois for the week ending March 21st. That's up more than 10 times from the week before. The deluge in claims overwhelmed the state website, sometimes shutting it down, calling Calling a state number also led to occasional disconnections. Since then, the website has been upgraded with more storage and procession capacity, and more people have been added to their call center with extended hours. University of Illinois is using its labs and staff for research and product production to help combat the COVID-19 crisis. The U of I Integrated Bioprocessing Research Lab is using industrial blending machines to make hand sanitizer. It's trying to help ease the shortages across the state. The first batch is complete and will be shipped this week. Scholars at the U of I campuses are collaborating to design and make personal protective equipment to distribute to healthcare systems across Illinois.
We care a lot about the community that we sit in. We all actually know some people that have been greatly affected by this. I've received many phone calls from adult care centers or hospitals where there's shortages. This is a small way that our program can help and kind of feel useful.
Total of 1,500 gallons that will be sent by the end of next week. In addition, the University of Illinois Chicago has been selected as a clinical trial site for a nationwide National Institutes of Health study for a potential COVID-19 treatment. It involves the safety and effectiveness of an investigative antiviral drug in adults in the hospital diagnosed with COVID-19. That trial started Wednesday. The governor ordered people to stay home, but what if you don't have a home in which to stay? That's the reality for the state's homeless population. A shelter in Champaign worked on a solution to both give them a place to stay and do it while social distancing. See You at Home Men's Shelter gives the homeless a place to sleep. As COVID-19 started to spread, it began taking precautions, including inviting the local health department for a visit.
And when this first broke out, we actually had the administrator come and tour our facility, and she was very encouraged by the things we had already set in place.
But that quickly changed.
Then as it developed, the encouragement was to find a place, especially for the shelter, that had that 6 feet of spacing.
So they moved from 70 East Washington to the gym at the Douglas Community Center, a few blocks away. The Champaign Park District is allowing See You at Home to use it for free, which means the 50 to 60 men being helped each night have somewhere to sleep. The gym uses mats, which are sanitized before and after use each day, but the cleaning doesn't stop there.
Now we have a rotation of every hour going through and sanitizing those high touch point areas.
Shelter staff is also searching for anyone showing symptoms. See You at Home Executive Director Rob Dalhouse III says if anyone is sick, they contact the health department and make sure that person is quarantined somewhere else and cared for.
We know these men and women. We interact with them on a daily basis, and if there is an issue that we see physically, we can intervene, as opposed to having them out on the street with maybe no support.
See You at Home has also extended the hours of the Phoenix Drop-In Center. It's open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday and 1 to 4 on Saturday and Sunday. Here's an update on the man who kidnapped and killed U of I scholar Ying-Ying Zhang. Brett Christensen has been moved to a different prison. He's been housed in federal prisons in Oklahoma and Kentucky since he was convicted last summer. Now he's been moved to a prison in Central Florida called Coleman II. It's known to house inmates who need extra protection or those who would be in danger in a standard federal prison. Coleman II is also home to former USA gymnastics doctor and convicted serial child molester Larry Nassar. State police are still looking for answers 17 years after a missing 7-year-old from Streator was found dead in the Vermilion River. Dalton Masarchek was disappeared 17 years ago to the day. Police investigated about 2,000 leads, many resulting in follow-ups outside Illinois. Authorities say about 500 pieces of evidence have been collected. A $50,000 reward remains available for information leading to an arrest. Anyone with information is asked to call police. One person is dead after being hit by an SUV. It happened at 4:30 this morning on Highway 23 north of the I-55 interchange in Livingston County. State police say 25-year-old Kenesha Hall of Berwyn was hit while walking in the northbound lanes of Route 23. No one's been ticketed, but police are still investigating. Traffic near Mahomet slowed this afternoon after a truck hit an overpass. It happened around noon on Route 47 at the I-74 interchange. A semi towing 2 other trucks on a flatbed hit the bridge. Chunks of concrete fell to the road below. No one was hurt. The bridge is being looked at to make sure it's safe. We're trying to fight food shortages statewide because of coronavirus. We'll tell you how you can pitch in. Plus, what was it like being in China as coronavirus spread? What a teacher from Central Illinois living there had to say. And big changes for Illinois women's basketball coaching. Who's being replaced?